Alrighty, YouTube, Twitch, YouTube stream. It's time once again. And for the very first time in 2XQ, we are going to be dropping an actual tier list. This tier list has not only every character, but also every combination of every team. So first off, how's the balance in this game? The balance, honestly, for a closed beta, we know a lot of things are going to be changing. This is a very different version from Alpha Lab 2, a lot better. Overall, the game is amazing. But are there balance issues? You know, with such a deep, complex game, so many characters, so many teams, so many fuses, right? How we found a good balance? I would say, honestly, yeah. But there are a couple standouts. And we're going to talk about the standouts today. We're going to talk about the people that both high and low, of which teams don't really work and which teams really work. To start off with, I think the most underwhelming character so far is Ahri. But I would say Ahri is probably still an A or maybe B. I don't know. It's A minus, A minus, A minus, and then we add another tier. This game is really hard to rank, by the way. Like, even if I knew how to do it, I don't think I could, you know. It's legit very, very hard to rank this game. And overall, the balance is honestly very good. So why is Ahri not that good? Well, first off, she wasn't the highest powered character, in my opinion, in Alpha Lab 1 when we played her a lot. But what happened was that she had a bugged assist, and her assist was just insanely broken. The back assist, the Vegeta Cold Star, whatever you call it, was incredibly broken, and that's why she, despite not being the strongest on the screen, being a little slow, not having that many good special moves, she had that, and she had her Rekka loop. Her Rekka loop did insane damage, insane meter build. You go and combine with the fact that her assist was not only broken, it had two different glitches that really elevated it. First off was double assist. You could call an assist, the assist could get hit, and then after the character got up from the hit, you could call the assist again. Like a zombie assist, which was a bug. And her assist didn't scale the combo. So if you started with a combo that was like a throw into an assist, it like was completely unscaled damage, and it just did insane amounts of damage. Now that she lost all that and they reworked her Rekka to be much worse, but they gave her some movement options, she is overall a much better designed character, and you don't have to worry about 40-second Ahri combos anymore. However, she kind of feels left behind in one aspect that is really major in this game. It's not damage, it's not neutral, it's not assists. Her assists are still pretty good, not amazing. But throw. Her throw is unbelievably underwhelming. Out of every other character in the game, she has a standout throw, and it's horrible. Both her back throw and her forward throw are worst in class for the entire game. Not only can she not combo it normally, right? Even not in corner. She can't combo her back throw. But even worse, she can't even super. Basically, every character can in the corner super or something. And this is like a major way you punish people from rolling, you punish people from parrying, retreating guard, push block. There's so many things that throw beats. And throw is the fastest action for most characters. It's frame 6. Ahri and some other characters have 6 frame jabs, but a lot of characters don't. So it's also what you're going to be doing to defend yourself in a lot of spots. And yeah, so she can't really combo. Even assists make it really hard for Ahri to pick up, unfortunately. There are some assists, like Vi assist, most notably, that help her combo. But a lot of them don't. Now, what are her strengths? Well, her Emerald is very good. Her assists are good. She does convert very consistently from a lot of hits. Sometimes she needs super to convert, but you have so much meter in this game that it doesn't really matter. And she's very good at spending super. Her S2 super, which is the one which travels across the screen, keeps Oki. And her S1 super is both good for neutral, and it helps her convert and combo into tag launcher after already using it. All right, next up, who is the second worst character? I have to admit something, guys. I was wrong. I think it might be Darius. I could be giga capping. I don't think he's that good. They managed to do it, bro. They managed to make Darius not the best. I thought Darius for sure was going to be one of the best at launch because he's a big body. Because of bleed, because of throw. I personally don't see the vision with Darius right now. He's by no means bad, by the way. Like, this game is incredibly balanced. He's very explosive, does a fuck ton of damage. The problem is with Darius is that now that defense is so much better, you don't need his DP as much. And his DP is much worse, right? Like, you can't tag DP, you can't DP into super safely unless you play double down. And even then, you need very specific assists to make it safe, right? I also think, like, with how throw-based the game is, the fact that he, now that everyone kills you off throw, his DP being an armored move really fucking matters, right? It really fucking matters. Because now they can go for a throw because they're expecting a parry and they will still kill you, right? Additionally, he is also a character with a slow jab, which now matters way more because you can't jab, like, he can't jab throw attempts, which is massive, right? But I don't think he necessarily needs big buffs or anything. The only thing he really needs is that for some of the top tier characters to be toned down a tiny bit. I think if Darius was any stronger, he'd be super toxic. Another really big change is that his movement is much, much worse now. He doesn't, fly around the screen. So that's a big deal, but it's not like he's bad by any means. He also uses every fuse very well. Worst one is probably freestyle, but even that, then he's very good in. He's good in Juggernaut. He's good in freestyle. He's good in sidekick. He's good in double down, double assist. Double assist especially, I would say he shines in because both his assists are amazing. I could be very wrong about this, but right now he feels like the easy mode. I would say he's by far the easiest character in the game to just like pilot if you know how to play him. I could be wrong. He's a bit more fundamental too. So, okay, he's not by far the easiest because there's other characters like Vi, Braum, and Illaoi that are also very simple. But, in that easiest tier, where it's like simple to get him. But sometimes this means that I could be very wrong about this because what happens is that people that don't want to push characters pick Darius because he's easy. And then they get really good at playing the system instead. They get really good at just playing super solid, just getting their shit done, right? Using parry, using like system mechanics to win. I could easily see that, like, I'm just wrong and he's like actually up here. But right now, this is what I'm feeling, so I'm gonna do it. I fully expect, by the way, for me to look back at this in 2 years and be like, I was so fucking wrong about everything. One sec. I fully expect that. This is just kind of blind guesses, and even more so, ranking individual characters in a team game is by nature a very, very flawed proposition, right? Because you can't play Darius solo. Well, okay, you can, but Juggernaut is the least meaningful fuse, right? It's by far the worst fuse. So I think the problem is that maybe Darius is here, but then I rank a bunch of Darius teams and they're all S. Where do we place him then? Then he has to be S. And then it's like, okay, but what if he only works because of this other top tier being good? Like, what if Darius just is a support character and Yasuo is broken, so he supports Yasuo well? And so, like, it gets so complicated. This tier list is not for accuracy. This is for vibes. This is to have a chance to talk about different teams. This is a chance to talk about different characters and what I think about them and how they changed in the previous versions. This is not at all something scientific. And even compared to regular tier lists 1 week in on a brand new game, this one is going to be far more inaccurate. But yeah, let's move on. Next up, I would say it's Blitzcrank. I could be hella wrong on this one. I haven't seen anyone really utilize the full extent of his restand, but so far, he actually feels much more underwhelming than I thought. And I know a bunch of devs thought he was very good too. So I'm surprised he, like 1 week in, we're not really that scared of Blitzcrank anymore. I could be completely wrong on this one too. But I feel like Blitz's neutral alone is just too bad for him to be S. I do think his assists are very good. Some people thought that his assists were bad in neutral. I don't think that's true at all. But as I played more and as we optimized the other characters more, his damage, which is among the highest in the game, and his explosiveness became less impressive because he doesn't have some of the things that the other top tiers do. And because those top tiers then, because of optimizations, because of more tech, you know, better team synergy, managed to basically match him on some of the damages, right? If Blitz was the only character who had 2-touch people, then he would be S, right? If Blitz was the only character with very strong offense because of the recent assist, Blitz would also be S, but I don't think that's true. Next up, we have a character that probably a lot of people assume is bad, but I don't think is. It's Braum. I think Braum is still very good, and this is the character I know the least about. So please take my opinions with a grain of salt. I need to see much more of this character. But I would say his problem is just like Blitz. When he's alone and when your opponent is playing good, he is not as strong, right? But Shield is still the best move in the game, and you can still play incredibly degenerate with it. I think Braum, if they nerf Double Down, which is by far the most popular fuse right now. Let me show you the stats. This is just like top 500 fuse usage. Double Down is just like far and away the most common one. If Double Assist becomes the favorite, then I actually think Braum could be the best. Or Braum teams could be the best, because he's one of the best double assist users, and he also benefits from having a double assist because it means you can shield and then call 2 assists, right? So in general, I would say don't sleep on Braum at all. His corner pressure is also amazing whenever he gets a hit. He uses Double Down well because of that too, because he gets unstoppable. Yeah, very solid character, very ignorant. Also has the highest health, 1,100, which actually does matter. It feels like right now that does often give him an extra hit or two, compared to a character with like 950 at the very least. Then who do we do next? I think the next character is actually Vi, but this is we're already in S in my opinion. Vi is a character that is absolutely busted at what she does. The only issue is she doesn't do everything. She does almost everything, but she doesn't do everything. So what does she do well? Well, her ground game is the best in the game. Sway is an absolutely broken move and the best anti-jinx tool in the game. Even more so than Wind Wall. The fact that you can just sway forward and then do a stand slide and teleport over there is incredibly broken. Both her supers are unbelievable. Bionic Arm being invincible from like frame 3. And the other one also always giving Oki. And having those two, like having broken supers in a version where meter is abundant and more importantly, Double Down is broken, is very, very important, because a lot of characters that team up with Vi or Jinx, they don't have... Sorry, a lot of characters that team up with Jinx, for example, who is one of the best Double Down users, can't use their own super and then tag Jinx, but she can, and that's a really, really big deal. Her back assist is one of the 3 holy assists in the game. Like that assist is so broken. It anti-airs, it OTGs, it's a projectile, I believe, still. It fixes so many combos, and for this early, it's really, really important that it's easy to use, right? You don't need manual timings. You just hit them on the ground, you call the assist, and then you do your pickup. Super easy. She has super easy extensions. She does have some harder combos with electric. You don't need them. She does really good damage without them. And, you know, They are hard, but the multiple electrics are generally not that useful. You only really need like 2 for the most part, as far as I can tell at least. And it's the classic thing of like you can do the hard like because their other combos are so easy. You can do the easy combos when you don't need the kill, and then just go into the harder one when you need the harder one. She has amazing limit break combos, which gives her, which gives characters, extra burst and extra meter. Yeah, just very, very strong character. Only thing is she doesn't have like a broken air move because she's supposed to be a grounded character. And I would say she doesn't have like amazing high lows. Like both her overheads are kind of meh. They're good, but they're not like Ekko overhead. They're not Braum. Darius overhead. That's the only thing, honestly. I don't think her Lariat assist is particularly good either. It's just kind of a whatever assist. Still a Lariat assist is great, but compared to like Braum Fort assist, Ahri Fort assist, Darius Fort assist, it definitely pales. Next up, we have, I would say Illaoi, but I could see Illaoi being even higher. Illaoi is a character I don't fully understand myself. I will probably start playing her at some point just to understand her more. Incredible damage, incredible conversions, amazing normal still, even after the nerfs. The 2M and 5M are crazy. Her Rek is still broken. Busted in double down, busted in double assist. Probably the best double assist user in the game after Braum. The fact that she can set a tentacle and then use it with double assist is just unbelievable. Super easy to play, super consistent. Has the best Oki in the game by like a significant margin, which is that you just tag launch her into her and then set her super. That Oki is completely fucked. You basically just have to block a gazillion things, and even though she doesn't have amazing high-low mix-ups herself, if you like, you just set the tentacles and then you wait for your other character to come back off cooldown, and then you do like a triple high-low with that character and a left-right, and oh, of course, her throws combo and do damage, which in this meta, having throws that do damage is just incredibly strong. Yeah, no real complaints about this character either. You'd imagine that she would be a character that gets sown really hard about like Jinx, but actually she's one of the best characters against Jinx because her tentacle summon on the ground is very good, and gives her combo a lot of time, or at least a conversion, and her Rekka breaks projectiles, so it's actually really hard to keep her away, and she's much faster now. I don't know which ones to put next. I think Ekko, I would probably say that Vi is a tiny step below these three. But I think Ekko and Yasuo are both tied for like this place. Whichever one you want to put over. I thought Yasuo was better until Burrito OS was found. If you don't know the Burrito OS, it's basically an OS that uses the fact that Ekko can cancel throw and Tech Shade's roll for free. I think that's incredibly strong, and it actually meta changing in a way that like, because this again makes Ekko have the best Oki. And I think that's like kind of amazing. Now, what other strengths does Ekko have? Well, he's still fast, not particularly backwards, but in the air, he has very good air movement. He has broken projectiles. Like Time Wonder is very, very good, especially when you have assist to back up with it. I think that in general, he lost a lot of his weaknesses when they just gave him infinite meter. Because there's so much meter in this game, the fact that Ekko can convert of things is partly fixed, right? The fact that Ekko does low damage actually doesn't matter as much when you have infinite meter, because your teammates can help you fix the damage issues, right? Whether you run Illaoi, Vi, Yasuo, or Jinx, those characters can fix, even Blitz, Darius, they can fix his damage issues. And some of his combo routes that span like 2 meters or 3 meters do actually do very good damage too. So I think, and also a lot of his combos, like the basics BNBs that people go for, are actually not very hard. And I think that right now is a very big thing. His forward assist and back assist are both amazing. They do have a little bit of overlap in what they cover, but I would still call them both amazing. Ekko is probably, and this is actually why I would put him slightly above Yasuo. Ekko is actually the perfect teammate for so many characters. Not the best one for everyone, obviously, but like he fits on every team right now. And I think that's really big. The only thing is that some characters don't help Ekko enough. So that's why I don't think he's like the best character in the game. And his like peak power level is slightly lower than Yasuo in my opinion. Like the best Ekko team is, in my opinion, right now, could be very wrong, slightly worse than the best Yasuo team and the best Jinx team. But I think he fits with more characters, and I also think that Ekko is a character who fits with every fuse, whether it's Juggernaut, double down, sidekick, like double assist. This is why, even though I don't currently play Ekko as my main team, I will still keep Ekko around because I know double down nerfs are coming, and depending on how they're made, Ekko could still use double down amazingly, or swap over and I will play double assist or freestyle. He's still amazing with those. Okay, and then we have Yasuo. I think on point, when you see Yasuo run around, Yasuo's the best character in the game, right? I think he should be, actually. Because, why, right? Okay, you're gonna ask why. Why should Yasuo be the best? Because Yasuo has the worst support value in the game. Even worse than Ahri, Darius. Like, Yasuo does not make the other character stronger by as much as almost everyone. If they are not absolutely amazing at using his forward assist, which is the one that crosses up, he just doesn't provide value for a lot of characters. Wind Wall is a really good assist, but only for very few characters. Very, very few. I would honestly just say Jinx and maybe Ekko. Outside of that, I don't know of anyone that uses Wind Wall well, because the problem is essentially that Wind Wall is good because it sets up. And it's good if you Wind Wall, then tag Yasuo, and then like freestyle back, stuff like that. But that requires you to use freestyle, and it basically requires a character that uses protection from projectiles, or popping it by doing Judgment Kind and getting the tornado. It needs a character that values setup time, and I think Jinx right now is the only character, and maybe Ekko a little bit, that truly needs the setup. Obviously Blitz can get the steam, and Ahri can get set up her ground projectiles, but those are so minor compared to having a proper back assist, like Vi having an OTG anti-air assist, whatever. Forward assist is amazing though. I think the forward assist was really underrated. The only problem with the forward assist is that it's really bad with double assist. It's one of the worst double assist ones in the game, and therefore I think Yasuo basically needs double down or freestyle. You can play with double assist, like one of the best players in the world right now, Hikari, uses Illaoi, because Illaoi is so good with double assist. So they kind of tank the fact that Yasuo's not amazing with it. But I think long term, that like the fact that he doesn't work well with one of the fuses makes me want to put him a little bit lower, just a little bit lower. But I would still say that on point, he's the strongest character in the game. He uses other people's assists super well. He can spend meter, he can mix you up, he can play neutral, he can zone you, he can fucking do everything you want on point. He just doesn't help your teammate enough for most teammates. And there are a select few, which we'll be talking about when we rate teams. So yeah, that's who. And then we have the goddess herself, the S+ tier. The best character in the game. There's only one plus. This is no Potemkin. This is a slight S+. Jinx. Jinx is a character that a lot of people thought was the worst character in the game on launch. Only a week ago. It's actually crazy. And then people found setups, people found more damaging combos, people found better zoning, people found better mix-ups, people found her throw reward. Her throw reward is highest in the game, in a game where throwing rolls and mix-ups is like massively important. They found better as like puppets setups when you active tag, which is a very complicated mechanic. But I'll probably explain that in another video if people are interested. And most notably, people found double down into Jinx Super. Shoot him if you got him is the best round start, mix up, neutral tool, defense, offense, fucking everything. It does your dishes for you, plays round start for you, it wins evil for you. It's just like insanely broken, and you have infinite amounts of it. One of the things that makes it so broken too is in this game right now, during the super flash, if you press a button, it will still come out. Now, in some scenarios, you can change that buffer into a parry, but if you're in the air, you're just fucked. And in team games, you're in the air all the fucking time. And not only that, but during the super flash, she can change how she aims it. So if she starts at horizontal and then super flash, oh, you jumped? Boop. This also means that you can't even parry it on reaction. Because if you're on the ground and you're like, oh, she's going to shoot it at me, and she aims it up, parry whiffs, tag out the character, dead, right? It's crazy. Even if you parry the super, you can still enforce a mix-up. It's just like getting a 4-way plus strike throw, even if it's not all airtight, even if it's not like, you know, GG's, is insane for the failure state, right? Because the thing that normally happens when you do super tag is not that they block it. The normal thing is that they get hit. And if you get hit by super tag, you're losing 50%, almost all burst save, into a hard knockdown, into guess for game. Not guess for game, obviously, but like you're guessing for a really bad spot, and you could easily die in the next interaction. You're pretty much forced to use burst in the next interaction, which makes it really easy to burst bait as well. I also think even outside of Double Down, she just has a lot of really cool things. I love this character outside of super tag. So that's why I'm currently playing her, because I expect, especially because Apology Man, who's one of the devs, constantly abuses super tag. So I'm very certain that at some point they will nerf either the meter gain or how you super tag or the cooldown, whatever it is. I'm pretty sure they will nerf it, and at that point, she's gonna have to be played with either still double down, or you maybe are gonna be using double assist or freestyle. Thankfully, she's also amazing in every other fuse, right? She's not probably the best in Sidekick and Juggernaut, but she's still fine in those. And most importantly, in all the main competitive 3, double down, freestyle, and double assist, she's amazing. Her back assist is one of the holy 3 assists. I don't know if I named them all. Wait, who are the holy 3 assists? It's Vi back assist, Blitz restand assist, and Jinx projectile assist. Yeah, those are the holy 3. The projectile assist stays out on hit, so you can basically shoot the projectile, run over there, get hit, and then even though your character got hit, you still get a combo because the rocket doesn't fade. Projectiles also have the ability of, like, even when you parry them, you don't get a parry freeze. You just like ignore the projectile, but they can still mix you up. Parrying the projectile is also not free. If you go low in the same frame, you get hit for trying to low parry. Her trap assist is also good, but you barely even see it because of how good the back assist is. Yeah, just an amazing character. Very well designed too, in my opinion, outside of super tag. Her level 3 also is like a mini game. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. It's like a reversal that's safe if she's cornered, and even then really hard to punish, and it can like snipe things for full screen. Just insane. Anyway, overall, very impressed with the balance so far, and I can't wait to see what they do next. Hopefully they don't ruin a lot of the cool characters. They just buff some of the bad characters, slightly tune down some of the stupid shit for the best characters, and we continue on with more characters, because I cannot wait to see who the 10th character is and who the 11th character is and how they affect the meta. I think it'd be very, very cool. right now, I actually think that like outside of buffing Ahri throw, and then maybe nerfing double down tag super, I think you should just let the meta develop for a little bit. Maybe adjust like, oh, this move is buggy. This move is just very unfun to use. Like focus on fun and stuff like that. And then the main thing the developers, in my opinion, should be focusing on is hashing out bugs, hashing out system mechanics, like why do you get so much meter, burst Oki, stuff like this. When you're done with that, then you go back in and then you balance it, because changing how much meter a character gets will absolutely destroy characters like Ekko, right? If you make double down the worst fuse, then maybe Jinx is no longer good. If you make throws worse, then you make Ahri better, you know, stuff like that. So that's why I really want, I really would want them to do system changes first and then do a couple like tiny character changes, just like focusing on making the characters better. Then once we play with the new system changes, then you go in again. It doesn't have to be months, just like a little bit, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then you'd be like, okay, this worked out how we thought it would be. Now we can put in these next level of changes. Next up, let's rate the teams that subs have suggested. If you still want to rate teams, this is your last chance to sub, by the way. If you sub right now, I'm going to rate the teams. These are the teams that are not picked. Let me know.